am, yet again, to read a poem I wrote today. Or maybe not when you're hearing this. Maybe I wrote it yesterday. I think I'll call this Life is a Math Problem. Or Life as a Math Problem. Anyway, alright. Don't wait till it's too late. We hear this clang around in our brain when we feel ourselves tempting final fate. We're constantly balancing the equation of practical plus logical to emotional, intuition, feelings, and symbolical. But even the most brilliant mathematician can't solve this one. It feels preposterous to presume we can predict what's possible when we don't know what we'll encounter as obstacle. Caught in this balancing act, we often forget to live. Instead, we just exist. Unable to justify a stable life of predictability, our sixth sense tells us we can't continue this futility. But what about the mortgage? What about your pride? What about societal rules you must abide? Don't wait till it's too late. The phrase gets us every time. We say it when we wander between the walls in funeral homes, when your brother, mother, or any loved one dies, when the ratio of red blood cells to white doesn't come out right, or when the one that got away sees their wedding day. If you're on life's precipice, glimpsing the other side, you might finally realize you should have taken another ride. Why must it come to this for us to live our lives, to do what we know feels right? Life is a series of math problems, receiving negatives and positives. Y equals your ex-girlfriend. Solve for why you chose this vocation. Add 2 for getting the degree. Subtract 5 for not pursuing what you wanted to be. Your father divided by your mother may come out to a fight, but multiply your friends and you've done something right. What are we solving for, though? The summation of your life is comprised of the tiny, sometimes seemingly mundane decisions you've made over time. Are you satisfied with what you've chosen? Is there some deep down inkling always bubbling to the surface, tipping your tongue almost to tell the world you're taking a new turn? What is it you think about every day? What do you hunger for? What would make you feel brave? Don't wait till it's too late. Tell them you love them, even if they can't love you back. Start the business, quit your job that you never wanted to begin. Tell the story that needs to be heard. Write the book that resides inside. Ask your grandmother about her young life. Get married or divorced. Send the text, mail the letter, talk to your mother, child, ex-coworker. Call the friend with whom a storm you weathered. Tell your father he is your hero, or not. Thank your teacher for inspiring your mind. Take those drum lessons. Dye your hair pink. Take the trip. Take the risk. Leave the law firm. Loosen your grip. I'm not saying we shouldn't think. What about rent? What about loans and showing up to your shift? What about your family, child, husband, or friends? I'm not suggesting we flee or float adrift. This cognitive dissonance is breaking my mind. How are we to weigh the risks and finally decide? You'll never know until you try, and you'll never finish until you die. What will happen if you choose no longer to wait? What will people think? What will you lose? There's no way to know what you'll gain until you jump off to see if you'll experience pain. But pain isn't the enemy. Rather, regret is the most grueling grief we too often feed. It slithers and whispers into our mind when everything in life changes on a dime. Then regret declares it has arrived. Gravity is a certainty in life. It keeps our warm bodies grounded, but it can also plummet us to our cold, crashing demise. Sir Isaac Newton concocted the equation for universal gravitation on his intuition about the motion of the earth and moon. Isn't that beautiful? Couldn't that be you? What will your intuition guide us to? What can it create in us, for you and others too? Don't wait till it's too late. The fated words you'll hear them say when they've arrived to their last days. But when you're tangled in the mundane, same thing every day, we forget to question where we're headed. We haven't calculated the trajectory of our direction. We coast into a life we didn't plan. It's just where we slowly fade and land. Is this where you wanted to arrive? Is this the story you yearn to tell before you die? Seize the day, you hear them say. Carpe diem quam minimum credula postero, Horace wrote in 23 BCE, literally translating pluck the day, trusting as little as possible in tomorrow. Does this phrase eat at you as it does me? We're afraid to fail, afraid to fall down and embarrass ourselves. We fear repudiation, isolation, being forsaken. We don't want to abandon or desert. We don't want to cause anyone to hurt. But don't be afraid to do what you must. What is the work you can't not do? What is the thing you are yearning to say? Where do you need to reside to watch the sunset and rise that will open your eyes to that which you have been holding back from all of your life? Don't wait until it's too late. This sentiment is nothing new, but neither is death, nor life, or following your dreams. And life has no guarantee of what will be, only that you will one day, indeed, fall cold and pass into some other sea. What thing will you not wait to bring into this fragile yet fantastical thing we call being?